What's up, everyone?
Hi.
This is Viva Physical Media, episode 9.
What?
Wow, that is just crazy. I'm Emalie Soderback.
I'm Kevin Clark.
We're in the new release DVD corner and Star Wars to our right.
Star Wars over here.
Some special
the
shit down there.
Yeah, we're just trying to show off different parts of the store, and there's not a ton of spaces where we can fit all of us and this thing, and kind of we'll probably figure out some ways to show off the rest of the store for sure. Probably not this episode, but you know, hey, we got the 10th one coming up. We made it to 10 episodes, so maybe that'll be a big special.
Yeah, we should think about, if you guys have any cool ideas of what we should do for our 10th episode, email us at viva@scarecrow.com. I'll be definitely having an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah, you're but not today, because it's still January.
Today. 14 days down, I guess.
Dang.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Got my chai latte, some water. It's been going fine.
We do take donations here, so if you have movies that you're looking to get rid of, you know, things that you don't need around anymore, if you know somebody who's getting rid of a bunch of stuff, feel free to let us know. You can email me at used@scarecrow.com. I take care of all the used stuff. But if you do donate stuff, please do what this person did and drop off fun things like this Castle Freak mask. And if you've seen our Discoveries video from last year, this person didn't, because I hadn't put it up yet when we got this, but the Castle Freak was one of my favorite discoveries of last year.
That's so crazy.
And so we got this mask, and it's it's 2020, so it's like a it's made for, it's a pandemic mask, but full moon. If you go to their website, they have a bunch of them.
What if it's haunted and you put it on, you can't take it off?
Oh my God, well, let's find out. We're about to find out if this thing is haunted.
What if it smells weird?
It's gonna smell weird. It's new though, so it's not gonna smell weird in a bad way. That's adjustable.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's good.
It looks so beautiful. Oh, gross. That looks gross. That's
look
cool
good?
though.
Okay.
I want one.
Yeah, they're a full moon, but I mean, if someone just this was just in a bag with some videos.
That's so cool.
Like someone just gave this to us. So if whoever gave this to us, if you're watching, thanks. As you can see, I'm wearing it right now.
It works perfect.
I'm probably gonna take it off though. It does smell weird, but you know, in that way that like
new things
smell weird. You know, like when you get Halloween costumes or whatever.
Yeah.
But looks cool.
And it comes off your face, so that's good.
It did come off my face, so it's not haunted. Okay, it didn't turn me into the
cool.
Castle Freak.
I mean, usually you have to sift through a lot of stuff for donations, so it's probably nice to find a little surprise.
It's fun when there's a fun thing like that.
Yeah.
A nice gift. So my first pick, and I was telling you guys before that I have an unintentional theme with my movies.
Yeah.
And it's too bad, but I'm not. I think it actually works out I think it works out okay. My first pick is one of my favorite comedies, Kingpin. The Farrelly brothers' second movie after Dumb and Dumber, and they had kind of a little streak there in the 90s. They did Dumb and Dumber and this, and There's Something About Mary. And Dumb and Dumber and There's Something About Mary were both huge hits. And Kingpin was right in the middle, and it was not a huge hit. And Kingpin is the story of Roy Munson, played by Woody Harrelson, and he's a up-and-coming bowler in the late 70s. And he's out on the road at bowling tournament, and he's like a natural. He's maybe the greatest bowler on the planet. He runs into Ernie McCracken, who's an older pro bowler, who's essentially just a con man, played by Bill Murray. One thing happens, one thing after another. They're trying to con these guys. Ernie McCracken takes off after this con goes south. Roy gets his hand put in the ball return, his bowling hand. And Roy is older and is not an up-and-coming bowler, and he's down on his luck, and he's become, an alcoholic who lives in this shitty boarding house, and he now has a hook for a hand instead of a hand. So he has a hook for a hand that he often wears a rubber hand over. He hears this bowler And he's like, what is that sound? It sounds like perfect bowling. And he meets this Amish kid played by, which is inspired casting, is Randy Quaid, who is probably the oldest out of the cast members, but he's playing like essentially like the youngest one. He's playing this Amish kid who is just a great bowler. Roy Munson needs the money to pay his cartoonishly gross landlord. Gonna take this kid under his wing and try and win the tournament with this kid, and essentially I think try and rip him off and steal the money. Turns into this road movie where they're going to Reno. They run into Vanessa Angel's character. She teams up with them, and she's sort of a sexy con artist too. And that's kind of the whole movie. It ends, in a big bowling tournament where he ends up having to bowl, and he ends up having to bowl versus Bill Murray. I've seen this movie a lot, and I was laughing out loud the entire time.
I just watched this for the first time at the beginning of last summer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was super. I really liked it a lot. Obviously, it's super funny.
It's super funny. I also like that it actually, as much of a gross out comedy as as much as it's like silly, there is an undercurrent of the movie actually caring about its characters. There is some empathy for the characters, but it doesn't overshadow the gags. This is one of the rare cases where I actually prefer the PG-13 cut to the R-rated cut. The R-rated cut has a few more, it goes a little further on some jokes, but unnecessarily so. And I think the PG-13 cut is actually, it's that line where you go I think this should be rated R, but it isn't somehow. And I think it's funnier and it's a little shorter. So that I would recommend the shorter theatrical cut. Anyway, here's a montage of just some of my favorite bits from Kingpin. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. If you haven't seen it in a while, it still holds up. It's still funny. It's the Farrelly Brothers' best movie.
Believe me, as a bowler, I know that right about now, your bladder feels like an overstuffed vacuum cleaner bag, and your butt is kind of like an about to explode bratwurst.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Not you. Hi.
Hi.
You guys gotta forgive me. You see, bowling for money, it's my only vice.
Here's your drink.
Oh, thanks, sugar. Okay, 2 vices.
That's still very good.
Roy, can you get sick drinking piss?
I think you can.
Even if it's your own?
What's that made out of?
14 karat gold.
Really? Looks like rubber.
What is it about good sex that makes me have to crap? You really jarred something loose, Tiger.
Yeah, I hope you don't mind. I got up a little early, so I took the liberty of milking your cow for you. Yeah, it took a little while to get her warmed up. She sure is a stubborn one. Then, pow, all at once.
We don't have a cow. We have a bull.
You're not exactly the smartest guy I ever ran across.
Oh, yeah? And who are you, Alfred Einstein? A big military train derailed, and this whole area is in danger of being contaminated by a huge cloud of shit. A huge cloud of shit? Wow.
Hey, everybody, there's a shit cloud coming. Run for your lives.
I mean, I can figure some things out for myself. It's kind of intimidating to be in the presence of so many great athletes.
Would you be willing to hold on to this till after the tournament?
Come on, what are we gonna do with the rubber hand?
How about one more title, sweetness?
Let's get ready to bowl!
So going from bowling into college sexual assault, my pick is M.F.A. So I just watched this recently. This movie is called M.F.A. It came out in 2017, directed by Natalia Late. Sorry, girl, if I didn't get your last name right. It's starring Francesca Eastwood, who is Clint Eastwood's daughter with Frances Fisher. Also, when I found that out, did you know that in 2012, this is really off topic, there was a reality show called Mrs. Eastwood and Company that followed the Eastwoods. I want to, like, Clint Eastwood was on a reality show on
Was Clint Eastwood on it?
He wasn't on every episode, but because it was mostly following his wife at the time, Dina, and their daughters, and Francesca Eastwood, who was the stepdaughter of Dina Eastwood. But I guess he was on it, like...
It was like the Kardashians, but for
Clint Eastwood's family.
Weird.
So this is a movie about this young woman named Noelle who is getting her M.F.A, her Master's in Fine Arts. She's a painter, and she's at college, and she gets raped at a party. And she tries to report it. No one listens to her. She finds out that this is happening all the time, and this is like a real problem on their campus. And so she decides to take care of business by killing these dudes that have gotten away with it. Someone who raped her neighbor, some other guys who, you know, went on to graduate with honors and stuff after committing sexual assault. And this all happens after she accidentally kills her own rapist. And this happens really early on, so I'm not really spoiling much.
I said you could let yourself out.
You did make... Get the fuck out of here. Fucking crazy. Stop acting crazy.
I'm not crazy!
What I liked about this movie was that there's a lot of rape revenge movies out there that are like super not fun to watch, obviously, but like, you know, they're girls kicking ass afterwards and just like brutally seeking revenge, and it kind of goes through the more like exploity, fun horror revenge stuff. What I really found interesting about this movie was that it kind of filled in all the little cracks in between all that. It went through her going to administration trying to report her rape and them not believing it, her discovering like the process of deciding whether or not she wanted to report it, what the college campuses decide to do, decide not to do, her having a conversation with her neighbor about what happened to her and them sharing their feelings about it.
I have a friend. Something similar happened to her, and she told the school. And they made her feel like shit. They told her she was a slut, basically, that she was crazy. No, you're not gonna go to them. You told me. And I believe you.
It showcases the toxic like party and Greek culture, and then it's like within that it's like peppered in all of these like badass moments where she actually like murders the fucking guys. But I thought it was really cool. It also like showcased, she goes to like a group of women that are like activists for like anti-rape culture or whatever. They're trying to like teach women like self-defense classes and like raise money for whatever, and it kind of criticizes like performative activism.
Heroes for Rio.
That's perfect. Hashtag Rio heroes, like real heroes.
Okay, guys, check it out. So you know that nail polish, it changes color if there's a date rape drug in it? You put it on, you swirl it around, it'll change colors.
Oh yeah, I've tried that.
Right? We totally need that on campus.
I love
We should urge the school to provide it for incoming freshmen.
Or guys could just stop drugging and raping girls so we don't need color-changing nail polish.
It kind of like dives into those like topics more than a lot of just straight up like thriller rape revenge movies. And that's what I really liked about this. It shows her trying to regain control in any way she knows how, which is to murder these dudes. And I really liked this movie. It definitely made me a little emotional, but it was also like there's some cool death scenes in it too. So it kind of had a little bit of everything. It's not a total drama, serious, but it's good shit. And it's written and directed by a woman. The neighbor in it, who is like the second main character, is actually also the writer of the movie. So
cool.
Sounds like everyone was like equally involved and took their personal experience to the screen. Francesca Eastwood seems cool. I haven't seen her in anything else.
Either.
What I want to see her in is Mrs. Eastwood and Company, which is what I really want to get my hands on next. A lot of people are talking about this because Promising Young Woman is coming out, and everyone's like, well, when you're waiting for that, you guys need to watch M.F.A, like on Twitter and stuff. This has been in my watch list for a long time, so I finally saw it and was not disappointed. So, yeah, M.F.A.
Okay, well, from bowling to one kind of trauma to another kind, in a way, is that was not the thematic connection I had from Kingpin with this one, but
let's talk about
my next movie is a movie I consider maybe one of the greatest movies ever made, and it's called The Best Years of Our Lives.
I've never seen it.
And this is a movie by William Wyler. Won 8 Academy Awards back in the day. 1946 was when this came out. And it is, William Wyler was described as one of his producers as the perfect director. I've seen 5 William Wyler movies, and I can say, like, yeah, he's pretty much a perfect director. He actually went to World War II. There's actually a good Netflix documentary called 5 Came Back that's about him and 4 other directors who I can't remember the names of right now. He went over there and he was with a crew and he filmed a movie called The Memphis Belle Story, a documentary where he was on bomber. He would go on bombing runs, and he actually got injured in a bombing run, because those planes were getting shot down constantly during World War II. So he had firsthand experience of being in the war. He actually lost his hearing for a time. And Best Years of Our Lives, the title's deceptive because it's actually about these 3 guys coming back from World War II, coming back from a war that they'd been over for 3-4 years in another country, coming back to a life that is different than when they left, and dealing with the PTSD. The movie deals directly with these guys, these 3 different soldiers, and their 3 different issues. One of them is coming back to his family, and he's an older guy, and he has to get his job back at the bank. He turns to drinking. Dana Andrews is he was a bomber in the movie, and he comes back, and his wife that he'd married real quick when he was in basic training is like, she's not really in, she doesn't like him anymore. She's kind of like out with all these other men, while he was gone, and he realizes like, oh, this isn't actually a real thing. He doesn't know what he's gonna do. He came up poor, so he's like, what am I gonna do with my life? He was a soda jerk before he went to the war. And the third guy is this guy, Homer, played by Harold Russell, and he was actually a real World War II vet. And this is where the connection with Kingpin comes in, is that he lost both of his hands in the war, and he has hooks for hands.
So Kevin accidentally chose 2 movies with guys with hooks for hands.
Right. One movie where they treat it as a joke, and then another movie where it's treated with great empathy. He lost his hands in the war, and he doesn't know how his family is going to take it, how his girlfriend that he left behind is going to take it. He's a non-actor. He's a guy who hadn't acted before, but he was an actual real World War II vet, and he actually got an Oscar nomination for the movie. And the Academy Awards, the Academy wasn't they were like, we don't know if he's going to win, so they actually made a special award that they were like, for the bravery of playing yourself in a movie. He really
put himself out there.
Yeah, there's a very, very moving scene where he like shows his girlfriend who he wants to marry, like, well, he's basically he's almost trying to talk her out of it. He's saying like, you I don't know if you'll be able to handle this. Here's what it's going to be like. And he takes off his hooks and he's like, now I can't do anything. If the door shuts, I can't open the door,
I've learned how to take this harness off. I can wiggle into my pajama top. I'm lucky I have my elbows. Some of the boys don't, but I can't button them up.
I'll do that, Homer.
This is when I know I'm helpless. My hands are down there on the bed. I can't put them on again without calling to somebody for help. I can't smoke a cigarette or read a book. If that door should blow shut, I can't open it and get out of this room. I'm as dependent as a baby that doesn't know how to get anything except cry for it. Well, now you know, Wilma. Now you have an idea of what it is. I guess you don't know what to say. It's all right. Go on home. Go away like your family said.
I know what to say, Homer. I love you. And I'm never going to leave you. Never.
But they didn't think he was, you know, they were like, we don't know if he's going to win the award, but like, we want to give this is a really touching performance. So they made a special award for him, and then he also won the Best Supporting Actor award. So he's the only actor, he's the only actor in history to win 2 Academy Awards for the same character.
That's so cool that he won that.
Yeah, and he's really good.
See this movie.
That's the movie, is them sort of reacclimating into life. It's weird to see a movie from 1946 that talks so frankly about what this movie is about, that also was hugely popular and won like every Academy Award. So the director of photography is Greg Toland, and he shot Citizen Kane, and he pioneered a lot of the deep focus sort of photography that they did in Citizen Kane. And this movie is full of that, and there are a lot of scenes that are directed in like long single takes, and there's foreground, midground, background action. And so yeah, on a level of craft, it's like unparalleled, but just as the subject matter is also in a way a timeless movie of about a very specific thing, you know. Yeah, so best years of our lives.
We're gonna lighten it up a little bit.
I feel like we started off funny, got real dark.
It's a sandwich.
And now it's kind of a little, then it got like sad.
And now it is Gillian Armstrong's Starstruck. This movie is an utter delight. I watched this a couple nights ago, and so this is Starstruck, 1982, Gillian Armstrong. Before this, she directed My Brilliant Career, which is really awesome, and that was her debut feature. She was actually, when that movie came out, she was the first female feature film director in Australia in 46 years.
What?
Yeah. This movie called Starstruck is about a girl. She's like 18 and she really wants to be like a pop singer. And her, she lives in like a small flat with her mom and her grandma and her cousin, Angus, who's a couple years younger than her, and he and her are always trying to come up with schemes to get her famous, to get her on TV, to get them out of this town, etc., etc. They live above, their flat is above the pub that their family runs, and it's like the neighborhood pub where everyone comes to get their pints of beer, and they all get drunk and they all laugh, and there's always some troublemakers. You want to be there.
It's like everybody knows your name there.
Yeah. She wants to be a singer. They do all these like elaborate stunts to try to get the media to like pay attention to her. Like she like tight ropes.
Angus, is anyone taking any notice of this?
I reckon they soon will.
There's like a sense of like kind of whimsy in this, enough to where it's like, is she really like up that high on a tightrope, or is this like sort of like, yeah. So
would you call it magical realism?
Not quite.
Okay.
Not quite there. More
because
like
that stuff is actually happening.
Yeah, but maybe not as extreme as it is portrayed.
Right.
She gets the attention of the host for this kind of like American Idol-esque show, but back then, and she is going to be on their talent show, and if she wins it, she gets to go to this New Year's Eve show, and if she wins that, she gets $25,000, and coincidentally their pub is going under and they need this money to like save the pub. And there's just like some crazy outfits. The set design is incredible. It's the guy, what's his name? Brian Thompson, who worked on Rocky Horror Picture Show. And like every like venue or club they go to is like decked out in all these like crazy lights, and like weird shaped like bars, and like everyone is choreographed dancing. It is technically a musical, but it's not like one of those like random breakout in song musicals. Like when there are songs, it's because they're being performed like by bands or in an audition or at a party or something like that. So it doesn't go into like, I know some people find it musicals very irritating. It really depends for me, but this definitely doesn't get into that like annoying musical theater type thing. There is a real band in this called the Swingers that were, I guess, popular in Australia or New Zealand or something, and they perform at the end, so I'm sure that's great for whoever loved that band in the 80s.
Any Australians who are watching, let us know if you were
let
into
us
the
know
Swingers.
if you're into the Swingers. When Gillian Armstrong got the script, it was originally the male character was supposed to be the guy who wanted to be famous, and his cousin was the girl and she kind of swapped that, which I think made it cooler, obviously. There's some really good musical numbers. There's like a synchronized swimming bit on like a rooftop. There's just like really loud, flashy, like 80s hair and music.
Oh, yes, they are all right, yeah. All right, all right, all right, yeah. I'm gonna party right. I'm gonna trust in my future. I'm gonna keep a tight rein on his heart. I want to live in a house with my own letterbox. Dressed up in a vixen show, a little cold blood turn the other cheek. Well, that's real tough. There's a monkey in me that makes me wanna do it. Monkey in me that makes me wanna chew it.
It's definitely a lot of fun. I guess when this came out, Gillian Armstrong, like when she would go on to do interviews and to do press stuff for this, she would like dress in like full like 80s glam and disco like wear every time she would go to talk about this movie.
And generally, I mean, at the moment I'm the only woman who's directed a feature, although there's another one planned to go. Most of the women in the Australian film industry are producers. I mean, in powerful positions this is.
Brace yourself for a radiant surprise. Starstruck, check it out.
You're into the Australian movies.
Yeah, and you should watch this, and I should just keep making you watch like female-fronted musical Australian comedies.
Please do, keep them coming. I mean, I loved Muriel's Wedding, so...
Yeah. I like this cover also, and this is a legit like hot pink case, which incredible, you guys,
cool.
Truly. Oh yeah, in the
parrot.
Yeah, in this movie, there's also this bird who's like her uncle's or something, or somebody in the pub's bird, and they always borrow it and take it to like the shows and stuff. And it made me and my friend who watched it together really nervous because they would like go in the taxi and like out on the town with the bird, and we were just like, that bird better not fucking fly away. Yeah. Spoiler alert: the bird's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, check out Starstruck and check out My Brilliant Career, her first movie. It's really good too. She directed 90s Little Women, so there it goes, full circle.
What? Wow. All right.
All right. This next cocktail is, I believe, what you would call a strike. Right?
It's a turkey, but in a good way.
Yeah, definitely not a gutter ball.
Spare me your puns, guys.
Hey, here it is.
Okay, pick out your tongue.
Hey guys, Tony from the Victory Lounge here. I just came up with a brand new cocktail for the film Kingpin, starring now Canadian refugee Randy Quaid. It's called the Big Earn. Let's get into it, see how it's made.
Base spirit is Malibu rum, some Sprite, maraschino cherries, and some cane sugar. Pint glass. Drop in a few maraschino cherries and a couple of rocks of ice just to help smash them up a little bit. All right, muddle. Get them nice and crunched up there. 2 ounces of Malibu rum. 1 1 cup of sugar. Top it off with ice. And shake to combine. All right, get your Beauty and the Beast rose cup. And we're gonna strain this mixture into the cup. Now top it off with Sprite all the way to the top. And you're going to want to let this sit for at least 35, maybe 40 minutes, just so everything can settle.
That's how you make the Big Urn. I'm Tony. See you at the Victory Lounge. Make it spicy. Oh God, you really jarred something loose there, Tiger.
There you go. That'll probably work.
That'll do. I'll just go with that.
Didn't I tell you to call me Ernie? Or Big Ern?
The other day I found out some really important information that I immediately had to text Kevin about. And it involves our beloved Spuds MacKenzie, who is the bull terrier who is the Budweiser mascot that I learned about a few years ago. We found out that the dog's name, and by we I mean I found out that you were there with me in spirit though. I sent you a video of me reading it off of the Wikipedia article.
That's right.
Spuds MacKenzie, the dog who just encompassed Spuds MacKenzie, was a female dog named Honey Tree Evil Eye.
My question was, what did they call the dog for short? Honey?
I would assume they would.
Honey Tree? Evil.
Hey, Eye.
Evil Eye, yeah.
H-T-E-E.
Evil Eye would be fun, but
Honey Tree Evil Eye, get over here.
I would think it might be fun to use the whole name every time.
Yeah,
but
with a name like that, you gotta just use it.
Speaking of dog names and dogs,
so when I suggested this next dog movie, you've picked the last few, and so I was like, I gotta choose something that is light. No, that's perfectly
fine. Well, I mean, I picked
and
Oliver
enjoyed
and Company. That's pretty light.
No, yes, but like I want more. I wanted more of that. I was like, we can't just go back into something else, you know.
No.
So I want to continue this like lightness and this fun vibe, and so I suggested Hotel for Dogs. And when I initially suggested this, I had never seen it. I was like, this might be really bad. This might be really stupid.
Yeah, and I thought so too. I mean, I think in our last episode, I was like, I don't know. I think I was a bit of poo-poo pants about it.
You were.
I mean, honestly, like this title and even this cover, and just it has the potential.
Like a little bellboy. He has the key.
I know, but that also makes me go like, okay, cute in this picture maybe. Also, that could be the worst movie ever.
Yeah. I didn't remember. I'd have never seen this. I know, like, when it came out in 2009, so my sister was, like, 3. I feel like I remember her watching this, and I was like, do the dogs talk in this one? I don't know. I went into it kind of blind.
Right, and I went, and so did I. I was like, okay, well, let's do Hotel for Dogs. And you know what? This movie is delightful.
Dude, I wrote almost a full page of notes on Hotel for Dogs. I don't know if I'm going to read you guys all of them, but I was like really surprised at how much I enjoyed this movie.
I was too. I don't think this movie is perfect. I think this movie is kind of not good in some ways, but it's mainly not good in the way that it's like it's almost like trying to be great and then kind of like, well, we're good. It's good enough.
Yeah.
But man, is it good? It's actually a good movie. How is Hotel for Dogs a good movie? I never expected that.
Hotel for Dogs, we all need a little Hotel for Dogs. It's like a good family movie.
Well, I think the main thing about it that like wins me over is that it has its heart in the right place. and it's very earnest about that. And I find that I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a genuine movie with a lot of heart, for sure.
Yeah.
2009, directed by Thor Freudenthal.
Yeah.
This guy directed some other fairly like popular family movies like Diary of a Wimpy Kid and Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters.
Yeah.
He also did the visual art for the Stuart Little movies.
Okay.
Which I liked when I was younger.
Actually, one of the things that surprised me about it is how like visually playful it is.
Emma Roberts, who I love. And
she's great in this too.
She is really great in this. She's a teen and she has a younger brother, and they're in the foster system, so they are orphans, and they are in their foster home. Their foster parents are Lisa Kudrow and
Kevin Dillon.
Yeah, and they suck. They're terrible. Want to be like rock stars, and they like lock up the pantry, and they're not like even like outright evil, but they're just like stupid and mean. And Lisa Kudrow is great.
You know, the word harmonizing comes from the word harmony.
Don Cheadle is their caseworker, who is just super caring and like concerned about their well-being.
Thanks for covering for us.
Andy, listen. You cannot afford to screw this up. You've only been here 2 months, okay? This is your 5th set of foster parents in 3 years.
The Johnsons don't count. We were there for 2 hours.
And when their parents died, they left behind a dog that they've taken care of for the past 3 years in secret because their foster parents can't know that they have a dog. So this dog, like, Friday is the name of the dog. He's really cute, like long-haired Jack Russell Terrier, and they keep him outside. They hide him away in alleys. They like built this like pulley that helps them get up to their balcony and stuff like that. And they've just been keeping this dog a secret for like 3 years, and eventually he keeps getting loose. They're like, we can't keep doing this. We might have to like give him up. We can't feed him. We have to keep stealing things to feed him, and he keeps getting picked up by the pound or whatever. The dog runs into this abandoned hotel, and they follow him, and they realize, wow, this is a perfect space, and they start saving the strays around the city by having them live in this hotel for dogs.
But it's also the little brother's like an inventor, right?
Yeah, let's get into what we love about it.
And so he invents all these ways to basically automate the dog hotel.
Because they start out with when they go there with their dog, there's 2 other dogs there already.
What are their names?
Who the boy names Georgia and Lenny, which is Georgia and Lenny of Mice and Men.
Little dog, and then Lenny's the big dope.
So there's 3 dogs.
There's a really cute scene where Lenny's howling, and he keeps barking, and then.
What's the problem? I don't know. Why are you asking me? Stop howling, please.
Yeah,
Stops
he just
howling.
wanted to look
see
out the
outside.
window.
Very sweet. He's a sweet big guy.
And then Emma Roberts meets this boy who is in Jennifer's Body and also Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. He's young Neil from Scott Pilgrim.
Who I love that guy. But he works at the pet store, and he's like,
So cute.
Yeah. We adopt out dogs here, but we can't get anybody to take these guys. They're not puppies anymore, and everybody always wants puppies.
Tell me about it.
she tells a lie that she lives with her family and they love rescuing dogs because she doesn't want to let them know she lives in a shitty foster home with Lisa Kudrow. And she is like, yeah, we always rescue dogs. So he's like, well, what's 3 more? Which was like kind of pushy. I was like, why are you like, you're pressuring this girl you just met to like adopt 3 more dogs? And they're like, well, we have this hotel. And this is one of those movies where in this world, which I don't think actually exists, there's bad like people who work at the pound who have a van and run around looking for stray dogs that they can like evilly capture, even if they're just someone's pet that just gets lost. And I don't think that's a real thing, but I think it's an evil trope. So when they get like all of these dogs into the hotel, and the people who work at the dog pound are like, it shows the dog pound is all empty and stuff because they've apparently rescued all the strays in the city. Yeah. And this hotel is pretty cool. You want to talk about some of the stuff in that hotel?
Well, this guy, he invents like ways for the dogs to launch toys so that they can chase after them.
Because now it's like 25 dogs now or something. It's like something crazy.
There's a whole room where they go in and they sit.
Thank you for riding the simulator. Please exit for the next customer. Out! Next. And please keep your paws inside the vehicle at all times.
There's a door, there's like 2 doors.
Children outside all laughing under perfect skies, the shapes and patterns in the season.
It's so cute because these are real dogs. There's no like CGI mouths on these dogs. They're just real dogs.
No.
And they actually, almost all of these dogs were rescued from shelters to be in this movie and started training for like several months beforehand. And then the cast and crew helped adopt them out afterwards. And they're dogs of like every shape and size and breed, which is really adorable.
Yeah, it's all kinds of dogs, and like it's pretty well directed because like that's not an easy thing to do.
And
I can't
they didn't
imagine.
just get dog actors; they like trained these dogs.
Yeah,
like we're seeing this movie where these dogs are like going to doors and hearing doorbells and like having the wind in their face or whatever.
Yeah.
But these dogs are actually like having a good time with those, which makes the movie even sweeter, you know?
And of course, things go bad. But the Hotel for Dogs essentially gets shut down, kind of.
Yeah,
right?
and then they're like all of these dogs that are in the shelter. They're like they have like 2 days, and then we're gonna be real busy. And it's like you're literally gonna just euthanize all these dogs on like one day.
Yeah. They have to go save the dogs, but the 2 kids, the brother and sister, get split up too, and that's
they're gonna be put back in the system.
You know.
There's even a 3-legged dog, which my parents have a 3-legged dog that I love so much. So when they're like, so at one point they go to rescue the dogs out of the back of the dog napper van.
Yeah.
And they put out like a plank that they walk along, and all these different dogs come out, and then there's one and it's a hesitation, and you look and it's a 3-legged cute dog, and it.
Come on, trust it. You can do it. Come on. Come on. Oh, good boy.
And you guys better believe that we have another Chihuahua Poodle love match in this movie.
We do, and you won't guess you won't believe what their names are.
Wait, what were their names again?
Romeo and Juliet.
Oh my God. Okay, so at the end of this movie, Don Cheadle literally has the guest book for Hotel for Dogs where the kids wrote all the names and the descriptions and like where they found the dogs or whatever. And he's like on the grand staircase and he's just like,
Madison. 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 August 3rd. Found hiding in the backyard after the family moved away and left her behind. Viola and Sebastian, the twins. Together since they were puppies. Viola got snagged on a fence, but Sebastian refused to leave his sister behind.
But don't worry, because at the end, they turn it into a fully functioning hotel for dogs.
Yep.
So it's an adoption center and like a doggy daycare, like boarding center, and all the teens have jobs there, which is going to be interesting in the fall when they have to go to school.
Right.
And then, the kid who works at the pet store, he assumably, like, he still works at the pet store and then he has to go work at the hotel, which kind of
Right.
sucks. But there's all these...
Maybe he just works at the hotel now? Or maybe
Who's paying them?
Maybe the pet store and the hotel have folded in, maybe they were like, oh, we're partner
actually,
with
I
you
think
or
that's
something.
right. That probably
I
happened.
don't know.
I think so because they had the same like little puppies. Anyways, at the end, one of the girls, there's the narration. She kind of says all the different things that are happening in the hotel, and there's like,
Tired doggies can rejuvenate and refresh at our spa. We offer everything from soothing shiatsu massages to cleansing facials. And after a healthy workout session, come visit our beauty salon to take care of fur styles and pamper your paws.
Oh, and the kids, the two kids end up being adopted by Don Cheadle and his wife.
I knew that was going to happen from the start.
He's like, I want to get you guys a family where you're together, but like, you got to work with me.
And then at the end when he's like, we found you a family or whatever, and then Emma Roberts is like, do they like dogs?
And his wife is like, they love dogs.
No, then she switches and she goes, we do.
Oh, we
And then,
do? It also is surprisingly
we kinda
good.
needed it. I feel like we kind of needed this movie right now because of all the crazy shit happening and it's like
Maybe.
a little bit of happiness. Also, did you know that they came out with a video game, a Hotel for Dogs video game?
No.
That's all I know. All I wrote is there's a video game.
It does seem very nice, actually. I would
It
stay
does.
there.
They're so cute. I bet it smells though.
Well, but they poop in little toilets and then it bags them and they go down to the dumpster.
And then they had that golden fire hydrant.
Yeah.
Where it's like they had the little chihuahua like walk in, step on a platform that had treats on it, and he goes to the platform because he was having trouble going to the bathroom outside or wherever, and he steps on the platform and then these velvet curtains open. It's so unnecessary.
Oh yeah, this kid is a fucking genius inventor.
He needs grants and scholarships. Galore.
Seriously. And, but Hotel for Dogs, I don't know.
And there's like some moments that made me tear up a little when she's like, what does she say? She's like, I was supposed to protect you. And the little boy's like, but we had to protect the dogs. Like really corny shit that like really got me for whatever reason.
It was a movie that was made with love and care.
Yeah.
And
on and offset. Like they adopted out all these dogs and they trained all these shelter dogs. Like they showed these dogs love, and if you watch this movie and you see these dogs like having a good time, they're like straight up, some for the first time in their life are having a good time probably.
Yeah, and also like watch the end credits because
I'm gonna like cry like right now.
Watch the end credits because it shows it has all the crew, like video and pictures of the crew and cast and crew with their dogs, and actually one guy with a cat. And in the making of that's on the Blu-ray, and they talk about this dog, this puppy that I can't remember if they said it wandered on the set or they found it wandering around like near set or whatever, and it was like a little like it's some sort of a pit bull mix puppy, but it's adorable little gray puppy, and. So whoever found it like brought it brought it on the set, and because they were working with dogs all the time, and it started playing with all the other dogs, and then like two of the crew members, like this couple, like took him home, and so this dog they found a home for a dog who wasn't even in the movie. Even if I didn't like this movie, I like that aspect of it, that they were able to figure out how to get all these dogs homes.
This movie loves dogs.
It does.
This movie straight up loves dogs.
It loves dogs.
It's true. This movie's cute. I give it 2 paws up.
Oh yeah, 2 paws. Absolutely 2 paws way up.
Yeah, way up.
Georgia and Lenny. They're the first 2 residents in this hotel. The Hotel for Dogs.
All right, next time. Dog movie next time.
Next dog movie, we're going back to, it was one that I wanted to do after we did Top Dog.
I forgot about Top Dog.
Because we're going to do, it's fine, you should. Everybody forget about Top Dog again. Because we're going to talk about a different dog cop buddy movie. And this one's a bit more of a higher class. This one stars Tom Hanks, and it's called Turner and Hooch.
Yay.
Tom Hanks is Turner.
Oh, that's it! I'm getting my gun!
And his new roommate is Hooch.
Don't eat the car! Not the car!
Turner and Hooch. We've known each other for a while now. Are you aware of your drooling problem?
I haven't seen this since I was really young, if at all. So I'm looking forward to it.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I saw it a lot when I was a kid, so I'm excited to revisit Turner and Hooch. Turner and Hooch coming up next time.
Don't miss out.
Uh-oh.
I like it's always like, fuck. We're out of movies this
We didn't
time.
know them. We're out of movies. Bucket's empty.
So that means our episode 9 is in the books.
Yeah, that's it for episode 9.
That's so gross and cool.
Is it?
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we really appreciate all of your likes and your comments, your emails. You can email us viva@scarecrow.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, share it with your friends and all the socials.
Thanks for checking us out in Viva Physical Media.
Viva Physical Media.
Okay.
See ya.
I guess that's it.
Bye.